My name is Philip Jessup, and I'm a photographer based here in Toronto, and I have been surveying the impacts of climate change on wilderness landscapes for the past 6 or 7 years. This exhibit is showing images from 3 parts of the world that are being severely affected by climate change. So if you take a look at the melting ice in the Arctic, the Inuit in this hamlet, which is north of the Arctic Circle, depend on 25% of their protein from the ice. But if the ice is melting like this, they can't get access to the seals and the protein that they need. And those seals are important in their culture because they carve them up and distribute them in the community according to the income of people in the community, which helps them maintain their traditions. So they've lost 2 months of ice season already, and this is having a severe impact on that community. To make the image, I always shoot the large ones you see in the exhibit were shot with film, and many of the smaller ones requiring a tripod, medium format camera.
Yeah, the images from Pond Inlet, which are in northern Baffin Island, are incredibly powerful for Canadians. This is our front line of climate change. And there are real people living there, and their climate is changing so rapidly that the quality of their life, their ability to get food, their ability to move goods in and out of their communities is changing in a way that it hasn't for millennia. And these images translate that concern into something that can be seen by people here in this gallery here in Toronto. So it actually helps to bring this alive and move it away from abstract numbers.
The mangrove forests are very important. This group of photos over here, there are 15 million hectares left on the planet. They protect the coastline from extreme weather by breaking up storms and waves, and they incubate a lot of microorganisms that feed fish that then feed birds. So mangroves are very important in terms of coastal protection and ecological diversity in developing countries throughout the tropics.
Phil's images here of Hong Kong, which show the mangrove swamps, I think they're very indicative of what's going on around the world in terms of rising sea level and the impact on sensitive ecosystems. And the great thing about these images is that they actually bring them to people in a way that they can relate to them.
And the last image would be when I visited Melbourne. The reservoirs of that city were at 30% capacity because of a millennial drought that had been occurring for over a decade. The atmospheric changes over the continent have occurred as a result of climate change, and Australia, decades before California, are now dealing with endemic drought. I had to deal with kangaroos, very often messing up my photos. They would be jumping back and forth in front. The kangaroos apparently like that dryness, but I'm not sure the residents of Melbourne do.
The images here in Melbourne are sort of an early warning sign of what we could see on a global scale. And the threat of drought is perhaps the one that is going to manifest most quickly and most severely for people around the planet. I'm Tim Graham, Executive Director of Environmental Defense. We're an environmental organization here in Toronto that works to protect human health and the environment.